Alright, welcome guys. Okay, so the last video ended with all these green guys walking around. Now we have a sword, you can see it in the bottom left, that's our inventory. So how do we get us to use the sword? Now, first off, I am really bad with design. So I'm gonna have it be a throwing sword because I would have to do the images of him swinging the sword, and that would be a lot of fun. So if someone wants to do that, attack positions, then we could make it a real sword. But this is going to be a throwing sword. Okay, so when you're making a throwing sword, you have to understand a few things. We don't want them to face right and have the sword go left. So we don't want to face down and have it go right. So you got to know which direction the guy's facing. We don't want him to be able to throw a sword before he's got it in his inventory. So we need to make sure that we control if he has a sword. And then also, how often do you want him to be able to throw a sword? Is it going to just be an infinite amount, or is it more reasonable where he can throw it every once in a while? Okay, so let's do that. So come up here to the variables. We need to make a variable that says facing, and we're going to say you're facing to the right to start off with. And I'll show you how we're going to use this. Okay, then we need another variable called, I'll call it has sword, and has sword is going to be true. Nope, has sword is false. He does not have it yet. When he gets it, we'll let him get it. Okay, and then we have another variable called can throw. And can he throw it right now? Yes, if he had it, he could throw it. So we're going to say can throw is true. All right, so let's deal with this facing first. It's pretty easy once you see someone do it. So basically, he's right, okay? This is our right key down. And when we push the right key, we're just going to make sure we set facing to right. Okay, now the up key, when we push the up key, we're going to change facing to up. Alright, when you push the left key, we're going to change facing to left, and when you push the down key, our variable is going to say down. Okay, so now we can keep track. Anytime we push a key, we have a variable that's saying which way he's facing. Alright, so let's do this next. We need to add, I already have this added in. So look, when Sean hits the sword, we now say that he has the sword, and that is true. Okay, so now we're going to build another a key down. We need to build a key down function. So let's do sgs.keydown, and we're going to have this key down function. Should I just do the A key? I don't know which key to do. We'll just make it the A key. So when we hit the A key, a whole bunch of stuff is going to happen. Okay, so very first, when we hit the A key, before we allow it to do anything, we need to make sure our conditions are true. So does he have the sword? And can he throw the sword? Okay, so if both of those are true statements, then we're going to allow the rest of the code to happen, right? Okay, so once he can throw the sword, we want to do this. We want to set a timeout function that says can throw is now false. Nope, we're going to do this. We're going to say as soon as you throw the sword, that's what I want. Can throw is false. Now, after so much time has passed, we'll say, I don't know, 650 milliseconds. Can throw is back to true. Okay, so that will allow him to throw a little bit less than one every 2 seconds. If it was 500, he could throw 2 a second. So a little bit slower than that. You can make it whatever you want. So there we go. Can throw is false. Now we do all of these. Let's go like this. Okay, so let's make a variable called sword attack. And that sword attack is going to be equal to a new SJS image, and we don't have an image at the beginning, it's just empty. Now, every sword attack is going to have a couple of, we'll call that a hit. It's going to have a couple of properties that will be shared. So sa.friction is going to be 0, and sa.nobounds is going to be true. Okay, now we're going to make this large if statement so you guys can follow the logic. So if facing is equal to right, then we're going to move this to, so SA is now going to move to, I don't know where to put it. We're just going to go Sean.x and Sean dot y plus 12. Basically wherever he is on the board. Let's move the sword there. We're going to push it which way? This one we're going to push it right. I don't know how fast, we'll go 15. And now let's set the image. So I have all these swords right here. So down, left, right, and up. Okay, so we're going to set this image to the right sword, and that is named sword R, capital R, .png. Okay, and then very last, let's set the size, because the size is going to be skiwampus. 35. You know what? Let's see what it looks like. I don't know what the size is going to look like. Okay, so there's our first if statement. Wonderful, right? So if that one's not true, then we need to do an if statement that says else if facing is left, then let's do this. And booyah, let's just copy this baby. You may have to come back and say, okay, we're not pushing, we're pushing left, and we want sword L. Okay, else if facing is which? Facing is equal to up. Then we need to move Sean. We got to move the sword. Let's deal with that later. We're going to push up. Sometimes it's easier to see what the sword looks like before you start messing around with it. And then the last one. Else if facing is down. Paste these suckers in. Let's go chuck the sword down. And we're going to use them. Okay. I'm going to save this. Let's refresh. Oh, I wish this went at a better speed. Oh, this isn't bad right now. Okay, so we come around here. We hit the button. We say, look at all these guys. But look, there's a sword. Okay, so I'm going to get the sword. Now when the size is all crazy. Let's see, but I can throw it right. I can throw it left. And I can throw it up. Okay. So it works. So what we need to do is we need to mess around with the size here. Okay, so when we're going right, we're going to do SA. That stands for sword attack, if anyone's wondering why I named it SA. Okay, so the set size, I don't know. Let's do like 45 and 8. Make it a long sword. So this will be the same for left and right. Now up and down, we're going to need a different one. Let's just do the opposite. 8 and 45. Alright, now let's see what it looks like. So let's save it and refresh. So did you see how I'm hitting the A key right now? Oh, what is it? And he's not throwing the sword, but he's got a big old head. And then, see, hitting the A key, nothing happens. I get the sword. I'm hitting the A key. There we go. How does that look? Terrible. Should be a lot longer. That sword picture, I don't want false advertising. Okay, so let's make it like, let's go 70. Okay, let's move all these to 70. 8 seemed good though. It seemed like that width was good. Alright, last one, then we're going to move on to the next thing. Okay. So let's go right here. Oh, I got to make the sword disappear, huh? Alright, good job, sword. I still can't throw it. Got the sword. Oh yeah, look at that sword. Watch out. Now it's so long, you could throw it. You could almost make a line of it right in front of you. It also gets thrown slow. That's the bigger problem. This 15 just isn't right. We're gonna have to go. Let's go 30. Let's go 30 even. Okay, so we're throwing the sword. Now we got to do a couple of just these weird on hits. This on hit's the worst. That's not the worst. Just takes a while to type out. So we're gonna go on hit, and then we got to go. What did we name this sword's type? Hit. So hit if it is against top screen, bottom screen. I know. Just fast forward this part. Left screen and right screen. So if it hits any of the screens, we're going to run a function. And we're going to go x, y, and we just go x.destroy. Oh, that was painful. I don't know why I don't like doing that. Okay. Let's save this. this runs so slow. Come on, buddy, you can make it to the button. It's like he's in molasses or something's grabbing his leg, so he's scared of the blobs. Don't worry, I've equipped you with a sword. You don't need to be scared of them blobs. Okay, so he's got the sword. Oh yeah, look at that speed. Way better. Okay, now the problem is that we need to make it work. Okay, so here's what we need to do next. That's pretty easy. Now we need to do the on hit between the hit and the blob. Okay, so let's go up here. Where's our on hits at? Right here. Okay, so now we're going to do an on hit. We need to make these blobs die. We're going to use their life. Okay, so if we have the on hit between the hit and the blob, and here we have this function, and we're going to go x comma y. X will be the hit, y will be the blob. Very first thing, you got to destroy the sword. We don't want it killing everyone in one fell swoop. Okay, next we have our blob.health needs to go minus minus. He's going to lose a health. Remember down here when we made the blob, we have this property, blob.health equals health. And what is health equal to a variable? Dose, 2. Okay, so we have blob.health. Oh man, where was I? There we go. So we just lost some health, right? Now when we lose some health, let's add a quick style property. Again, if we had like a better image, we could switch to the image real fast. But let's just go a 3 pixel solid red. And that will make a little red border show up underneath them. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to say if, so he's losing health, right? That's great. His health could go all the way to negative 500 and he's still going to be walking around. But if his health is less than or equal to 0, in case there's a glitch and it goes negative, I don't like to do equals 0, then we're going to kill this guy. And we are going to say enemy, let's see, amount minus minus. So remember, we start with an amount of 20. So when we kill it, we're going to keep track of that amount. Because when they're all dead, let's do something next video. Okay, so we have our hit versus the blob. There we go. Now we don't want this border underneath them, unless you want to keep the border for ones that are hit. I don't care. Okay, so we have this border. So let me save it. Let me refresh. Let's see if we can kill some guys. Oh man, this is painful. Come on, computer. One of these days I'm gonna get a screaming fast computer. And these, while I'm doing videos, it runs well when I'm just coded on my own. Okay, get the sword. Got it. Hit that man. Yeah. And we're champions because, oh man, this is slow. So if they've been hit, they've been marked with a red thing. I should not have done 20. Okay, we gotta kill all these guys. Actually, it doesn't matter. We can see that it's working. Let's go up and check our friends up top. If they've been hit, they have the red border. Think, how would we get that red border off where it just flashes? Oh, I hit one when I threw it up. Okay, I can't do that anymore. That's too painful. But, okay, so we have this red border right here. If we wanted to set a timeout function, and we said, you know what, y.node.style.border bottom, this is just CSS, or I mean it's DOM syntax, equals none. So we'll show you that border for what, I don't know, 300 milliseconds. Okay, this will be the last thing we do here. Come on, baby. Oh, I gotta get the sword. So slow. I wonder if it's faster if I stop the browser and then I did open in browser. No, that wasn't faster. I was thinking maybe Chrome cached everything, but I'm not even saving anything in the browser. Excuse me. Okay, now we get the sword. What were we checking out? I forgot what we were checking out. Oh yeah, the red thing. Notice it just goes on for a minute. Shows you he's been hit. And that one's been hit once already too. There we go, he's been hit twice. Okay, so there's the red border. So we can kill all these blobs. The next video, we're going to do something funky. Once you kill all the blobs, it's going to open up a secret passage, and we are building a real adventure game. This is going well. Okay, great job, guys. Next video is going to show you kill the blobs, reveal a passage. Anyway, if you have questions, come into Simply Coding. Over to our website, you can ask us with this, chat with us. You could start a 14-day trial, go through all the lessons, get you up to speed on all coding with JavaScript, Python, Java, HTML, CSS, and build some fun projects while doing it. We want you guys to build your own stuff, those ideas that you have. Be able to code them out yourself and show what you can do. Put it in a portfolio, and people will like it. You'll be able to get jobs. You'll be able to get into colleges. Absolutely. So thank you for watching, and we hope you watch the next one. Enjoy.